Hi, my name is Oscar and I'm a scientist. As you know, in this channel we talk about green card categories in which you can self-petition, for example, EB1A or EB2NIW. I just issued a video about the Visa Bulletin for August 2023 less than an hour ago, but a viewer pointed out that I had made a mistake when I was analyzing it, and he was right. He or she, I think it was a he. Let's take a look at the comment and let's correct that mistake. All right, so this is the video. If we go down to the comments, there's only one comment right now, so hurry up and keep commenting. Ricardo said that India retrogression by 10 years, not 1 month. I went too fast, he says, and I didn't notice. He was absolutely right. I commented that. I was not paying enough attention, and that has happened in the past because I struggle a little bit compromising the speed versus the quality. I always try to get everything right and be fast, but sometimes there's mistakes, and I do apologize for this mistake. And now we're going to go see what he really means. He didn't mention which category, but it is EB1 that he is looking at. So if we go back to table A for employment base, in July we had India with a priority date of February 1st, 2022. Okay, so a little bit more than a year and 4, 5, 6 months of backlog, if you want to call it that way. So that's the time you need to wait between you file your I-140 and you can adjust your status. Okay. So what happened in August is I moved to August and I didn't realize that it didn't go from February to January. It went from February 2022 to January 2012. So it went back by 10 years. So this is a massive retrogression. Now you may be wondering, so Oscar, how is this possible? How can a date retrogress by a matter of 10 years? Is that even possible? Like usually these dates are set in a way that, okay, they are getting more adjustment of status, so they need to retrogress a little bit, so it slows down the number of visas that are granted. But we have the explanation actually in the bulletin itself, and I referred to it in my previous video, but I didn't pay again enough attention. So if you go back down to the section F, they talk about retrogression in employment-based first preference for India. I didn't pay enough attention. I thought they were just talking about the 1 month delay or retrogression, but they actually say that, you know, in May they already inform us that they may need to retrogress the EB1 for India, but I never understood that this was going to happen in that extent. India is oversubscribed, they say, and therefore subject to prorating under the Immigration Nationality Act. That's the law that governs these processes. And they say, until now, applicants chargeable to India had been able to receive prior unused numbers within EB1 under the same law. So what they're saying here is that even if India had a lot of people applying for adjustment of status, they still had some remaining EB1 visas from other countries that they could use. Okay, but now with a worldwide final action date being set for EB1 because the demand is greater than the number of visas remaining, the department can no longer issue EB1 visas without regard to the per country numerical limitations, and so applicants from India are no longer able to receive EB1 numbers under the same law. So again, what they are saying is, until now we were able to give India these unused visas that we had for EB1, even if India were getting more than others, just because they were unused. However, now that there is not enough visa numbers for every other country, they have to stop that. And they are stopping like in an extreme measure way. Okay, they say, having reached their limit for fiscal year 2023, remember this is August and fiscal year finishes in September, India will be subject to an EB1 final action date of 1st of January 2012, the oldest priority date of an EB1 applicant. Many Indian EB1 applicants have priority dates from 2012-2015 because of priority date retention based on previously approved petitions in EB2 or EB3 categories. So again, they are going back. So they are going to issue this measure. So they are not going to give any more EB1 green cards to India in this current fiscal year. The good news is that the fiscal year will finish in September. So at the end of the September, that's the end of the fiscal year. October, we have a new fiscal year. Okay, that's the silver lining here. And now they say it is likely that in October the final action date will advance to at least the final action date announced in the July Visa Bulletin. And if you want to remember what that is 1st of February 2022. Something that is doable, something that is not 10 years, okay? However, the date is dependent on the demand for EB1 visas by Indian applicants and the fiscal year 24 annual limit on employment-based preference visas. So, like I was saying, what is happening here is this is an extreme measure. This is going to go on for the next 2 months, August and September. And in October, once the new batch of green card visa numbers are available because of new fiscal year starts, then Indian nationals will be able to go back and adjust their status with a priority date maybe similar to February 2022. So with about 1.5 years of backlog, which is definitely way better than 10 years and way better than the also almost 10 years that they have in EB2. So that's why I never recommend EB2 and AW for an Indian national, for a person born in India, unless they have a priority date from a different process that they can use, which that is also possible. And maybe one day I'll make a video about that type of loophole that exists, that is legal, and that you can use. So again, apologies for that mistake. I overlooked this really strange movement in the Visa Bulletin. I hope if I have some Indian viewers there, you will forgive me and you will be informed now with this video that I'm issuing to correct that little mistake. I will see you in eb1greencard.info, where I have online courses, where I have a lot of resources. If you are interested in this category we are discussing in this particular video, which is EB1, a green card that you can self-sponsor for people with extraordinary abilities, the higher standard that exists, and also the green card that has the lower wait time. Unless you are from India, in the next 2 months, you will have to wait until the next fiscal year and see how the situation evolves. Thank you and good luck to all of you.